In this video, I will show you how to use the properties of parallelograms to find unknown values. All right, this is a parallelogram. So parallelograms, there are some special properties. Opposite angles are congruent. So opposite angles are angles like angle P and angle R. These are opposite angles. They will be congruent. But angles like P and L are they are consecutive angles, and they will be supplementary. All right, so they gave us P and L expressions. Those are consecutive. They will be supplementary. So I need to do my 4x plus 8 plus 6x plus 2 is equal to 180. Okay, combining like terms, the 6x and the 4x will make 10x. 8 plus 2 is 10. Subtract that 10, and you get 10x is equal to 170. And then when you divide by 10, you get x is 17. Okay, so what will be the measure of angle P? Well, that's 4x plus 8. So that means angle P will be 4 times 17 plus 8. So that's 76. All right. What about angle A? Well, you know what? I'm going to come back to that in a second. So right now we know that angle P is 76. Angle P is 76. Angle L is the other one that we have an expression for. So I'm going to jump down to that one, 6x plus 2. So this should be 6 times 17 plus 2. So that's 104. All right, now notice that these are supplementary. Okay, 76 and 104 add up to 180. So even if I didn't have an expression for angle L, I could have subtracted 76 from 180. But now the angle L and angle A are opposite angles. So that means angle A has to be 104. All right, and these should be degrees. And angle P and angle R are also opposite angles. So that means angle R should be 76. All right, because that's how parallelograms work. Now here we have an expression for angle P and angle R. These are opposite angles, so they should be congruent, not supplementary. So this is going to be 4x plus, well, I'm going to put the bigger one first. So 6x plus 2 should equal 4x plus 8. So subtracting 4x from both sides will leave us with 2x plus 2 is equal to 8. Subtract the 2, you get 2x is equal to 6. Divide by 2, you get x is equal to 3. Now, let's do the two angles that we have expressions for first. 4x plus 8. So that should be 4 times 3 plus 8. Well, that'll be 12 plus 8, which will be 20. So angle P is going to be 20, which right away means that angle R is also 20, because those are opposite angles. So I can jump down and make angle R 20 degrees. Now, the other two angles should be supplementary to this. So angle L, if this is 20, then angle L is going to have to be 160. All right, because together that makes 180. So angle L is going to be 160 degrees. And in the same way, angle A also has to be 160. All right, because these have to be supplementary. All right, now problem number 12. Now we're talking about the side lengths of the parallelogram. The opposite sides are going to be congruent. So just keep that in mind. These two should be congruent and these two should be congruent. Okay, so maybe I should color coordinate these. All right, so PA and LR should be congruent. All right, and that's these two right here. All right, and let's see, PL, which I'll do that one in red, but PL and AR should be congruent. So let's do the green ones first. Those should be congruent, and we have two of them. So that means 7x minus 21 should equal 4x plus 15. If I subtract 4x from both sides, that's going to give me 3x minus 21 is equal to 15. Adding 21 to both sides, I'm going to get 3x is equal to 36. And if I divide by 3, that's going to give me x is 12. Okay, now I can find PA by substituting 12 in for x. So that makes 4 times 12 plus 15. So that is 63. And we know that PA and LR are congruent. So let's jump down to LR, which is the same as RL, and we know that that will also be 63. Okay, now we can find PL, which we put in red, 3x plus 7, that will become 3 times 12 plus 7. Okay, so 3 times 12 plus 7, that's going to be 43. And if that is 43, that means AR is also 43, because those are congruent. Okay, so we are given some things, and we're supposed to fill in some other things. So let's see what we've got. First, let's do the angles. So we're given that angle EHD is 54 degrees. So angle EHD, so that's right here. All right, angle EHD. All right, so that is 54 degrees. You know what? I think I'm going to just use that immediately to find other things. So this is a parallelogram. So one thing that you always want to watch out for is alternate interior angles. So if I make a Z or an N, whichever way you want to think about it, like a sideways Z, the corners of the Z are alternate interior angles. So if this is 54 degrees, that means I'll have another 54 degrees up here in the corner. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my 54 degrees right there as well. Okay, now they also gave me that angle FDG is 40 degrees. Okay, FDG. Okay, FDG is this angle right here. So if this is 40 degrees, then right away that means that this is going to be 40 degrees because these are vertical angles. Okay, now there's a couple other things that immediately will be true. Notice that you have a linear pair happening. For example, we have a linear pair right here. So these two angles should be supplementary. So if this angle is 40 degrees, then this angle over here should be 140 degrees. All right, linear pair. So this is 140 degrees. That means that this is also 140 degrees right here. Now, one other thing. We know that the sum of the angles in a triangle make 180 degrees. So I see that in this triangle over here, I have two of the three angles. So I should be able to find the third by subtracting from 180. 40, 54. So that's 86. So that means this should be 80, whoops. This should be 86 degrees. Now these are the same two numbers that I just subtracted from 180. So of course this will also be 86 degrees. Or I could think of it as alternate interior angles. I could do that Z thing again. And the corners of the Z, which I just drew very badly. But those corners should be the same. So I can quickly find all of these angles. So probably if I look back, I'll find that I know what these answers are. So angle EDH. Okay, EDH. Angle EDH is this angle right here, EDH. And that is 40 degrees. Angle DEH. Okay, DEH. That's 86 degrees. And angle DFG. DFG. That's 54 degrees. All right, so that's it for angles. Now let's deal with the lengths. So they gave us some lengths. HD is 15. All right, so they gave us that this right here is 15. All right, now the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. They cut each other in half. So if this is 15, that means that this is automatically going to be 15 as well. All right, so what else did they give us? They told us that EG is 24. Okay, EG is 24. Okay, EG is this entire thing. So this is 24. All right, fine. But D is the midpoint, right? It's being cut in half. So if EG is 24, that means that this is 12 and 12. What else did they tell us? We know that EF is 20. So that's EF is right here, and that is 20. Well, opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. So if that's 20, then this will be 20. Let's see what we can do. What is the length of ED? ED is 12. What about HG? HG is 20. What about the length of HF? Well, HF is this whole thing. It's the red and the green together. So that's going to be a total of 30. For number 14, I think it will again be helpful to color coordinate. So we have ED, which I will mark in red. And here's ED right here. Now, next we have GD, which I will mark in purple. And GD is right here. Now, right away, this is a parallelogram. The diagonals will bisect each other. That means they meet at their midpoints. So the red and the purple should be equal to each other. So that means I should be able to set these equal to each other, like 7x minus 4 should equal 4x plus 8. If I subtract 4x from both sides, then that's going to give me 3x minus 4 is equal to 8. Adding 4 to both sides, I get 3x is equal to 12. And that, of course, means if I divide by 3, that x is equal to 4. Now, ED. ED is the red one. It is 4x plus 8. But now I know that x is 4, so that means 4 times 4 plus 8. $24. Okay, DG is the same thing as GD, the purple one. Now, I already know that these two are going to be equal. So I really could just put 24 down right now. Or I could use the 7x minus 4, and I could do 7 times 4 minus 4. But I already know that it'll be 24. Now, what about HF? We are not ready for HF yet. Okay, HD is another piece of information that we have. HD is 8x minus 2. Okay, HD is right here. So let's find HD. So that'll be 8, and x is 4, so 8 times 4 minus 2. So that's 32 minus 2. So this is 30. So that means that HD is equal to 30. So this right here is 30. This is the midpoint, so that means this over here is also 30. So when they ask me for HF, HF is the whole thing. 30 plus 30 is 60. All right, problem number 15. Let us be very careful. So HF is right here. All right, it might be a little bit hard to see because some of these are going to be overlapping, but just remember that HF is the entire line that I just drew in red. Okay, now let's do EG. I'll do this in purple. So EG, shown here in purple, EG is this entire line. Now, first of all, a common mistake is to set these equal to each other. But this is a parallelogram, not a rectangle. Parallelograms, the diagonals bisect each other, but the diagonals are not congruent. That is a property of rectangles and isosceles trapezoids, not parallelograms. So these will not automatically be congruent. I can't set them equal to each other. So I have to keep looking. Maybe the next piece of information will give me a clue. DF. We have an expression for DF. DF is right here. All right, let me try to do this side by side so it doesn't cover up. Okay, now this is one of those situations where we talk about halves and wholes. DF is a half, but what is the whole that goes with it? Well, it might make it more clear if I actually erase the purple for a second. All right, because now maybe you can see that DF, the green, is half, whereas HF is the whole thing. So whenever we have a half and a whole, we use the setup 2 halves equals a whole. And that's what we have to do here. 2 halves equals a whole. And so we're going to be using the red and the green. Obviously the green is the half, and that's DF. That is 2x plus 21. The whole is the red. So that's 9x minus 3. So this is something I can solve. After the distributive property, I have 4x plus 42 equals 9x minus 3. I need to get these x's together. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. And that's going to leave me with 42 is equal to 5x minus 3. Then I would add 3 to both sides. I get 45 is equal to 5x, which gives me x equals 9. So right away I can find all 3 of these things for which I have expressions. So let's start with those and build from there. So we can definitely find HF. That's 9x minus 3. So that'll be 9 times 9 minus 3. That'll be HF. All right, that'll be 81 minus 3, which is 78. All right, so HF is 78. Okay, DF, that's the green one. We have an expression for that as well. It's 2x plus 21, so that's 2 times 9 plus 21. That's 39. Okay, great. Now we also have an expression for EG. So I definitely want to go ahead and use that as well. Okay, EG, which is right over here. But EG is 7x minus 4. So that'll be 7 times 9 minus 4. And that's going to give me this guy right there. That is 59. All right, let's get a couple of these things into the picture, and that will help us see what else is going on. So, for example, 78. 78 is this whole distance right there, okay? That is the red, that is 78. I found DF using the formula that they gave me, and that came out to be 39. So I know that DF is 39. But guess what? I could have also just done 78 divided by 2, couldn't I? All right, that's another way to get 39. Because these halves are equal. So that means I'm going to have 39 and 39 on both sides. So that takes care of that diagonal. It's 39 and 39. What about the other diagonal? Well, that's EG. The whole thing is 59. But let's split it in half and see what happens. If I split that in half, 59 divided by 2, that's 29.5. Interesting. So that means that I will have 29.5 on both sides. Okay, so HD is going to be 39. All right, HD is right here, and that is one of my 39s. ED is right here. That's one of my purple ones. That's 29.5. And then DG is the other side, which should also be 29.5.